say your name again.
My name is Vince McIntyre. I'm a farmer and I do woodworking, various, a jack of all trades, you might as well call me, yeah. I've lived here since 1979. I found this place by accident and decided to camp here. When I think of home, I think of the little thatched house I was born in the west of Ireland. I still think of it as that, but we did. My father, he was a horseman, and I helped him when I was like 10 years old and stuff. Learned to drive horses. I think it's a lesson right in the horses. It keeps you humble, because a tractor, people get on a big machine and they have that power, but with a horse you have to be polite. You have to ask them. You have to get their willingness and attention. This little cabin that you're looking at here was built about 7 or 8 years ago, and I built it as a temporary shelter, and I spent a lot of my life most of my life outside. When I hit my mid-40s, I decided, this work that I'm doing is totally meaningless to me, So I decided I'm going to try not to have to do this. And that's when I decided to farm. When we depend on an industrial system for our survival, we might protest all that and think that we're defeated and so on, but it still works, But if we want to get our power back and be able to do things for ourselves and not pay other people to live our lives for us, we have to be devoted. We have to learn stuff and stick with it. It will define our lives. So over the years, I've accumulated a lot of good hand tools, draw knives and froes for splitting. Just various tools that makes it it's much more time consuming, of course, than using power tools, but it's just my favorite way to work with wood. It has it's not like the things are built on a machine. It has a unique look. Each part, each item can be very surprising. It seems like a lot of work to people when they think about packing water and splitting wood and doing stuff. Time consuming. And most people in today's world, they don't have time for all that effort and live their other lives. And I've got used to it. Before I moved here in 1979, I traveled quite a bit and I camped a lot, and it become just an easy thing for me to do. I have a stream close by that I carry water from, and I sometimes I pump water into a tank, so I do have gravity feed in the summer. We grow our vegetables, our winter crops, and we store potatoes and cabbage and carrots and all the winter root crops. I have accommodation down in the village with electrical power to keep a freezer and fairly simple diet, and mostly it's our own. And we have cows that we milk when we need milk, and we use electric fences to keep the bears out of the camp and the house and so on. See, that's our calf the other side of the fence. There, the red one. That's Madonna's calf from the last Highland bull we had. You might think that I spend a lot of time on my own, but I don't. But most of my connection with people is through the stuff I do. And probably another reason why I'm not fond of machinery and tractors and so on, because it cuts out your communication with people, and it dehumanizes the whole thing. And I think that's what's wrong with one of the things wrong with industrial agriculture is it's a lonely life.